Hello friends, welcome to Be Learning Club. Welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial, we will learn about the Python built-in function. Already I have covered the Python function. So just go to the channel of Be Learning Club. So here it is the playlist of the Be Learning Club and Python tutorial 2025. So now here you can see the Python function tutorial, and the duration of this 1 hour and 24 minutes. Okay, so A to Z concepts are there for the Python function. Everything is needed and the structural way I have explained. Okay, so now just coming to the built-in function. So before that, another things is the Python control statement: if, else, elif, while, break, continue, pass. So these are the Python control statement. So please watch this video also. So what are the built-in function? Built-in function is already defined function. We use the print statement to print any string or print any value. So here are some built-in functions. So when we define a function, we use def keyword and then the function name and then the parameters and then the function body and then return some value. Okay, so now it is already defined in the Python. We just use it. So okay, so let's start. I will cover everything in the built-in function, so watch the full video. We'll cover the print, len, type, input, range, float, integer, string, sorted, map, filter, zip, enumerate, all. And these all thing is instance, and then the advanced built-in function like eval, execute, exec, and dir. Okay, so I will cover all of these. So I will cover one by one. So this will be a structural video on built-in function in Python. So going to the VS Code, so you can use your own interpreter. Okay, so I'm using the VS Code. You can also use the online. Okay, so first of all, print. You know the print. So print will give output of the text or the variable. So let's hello world, HELLOW, hello world, hello WORLD. We already know about this in function and the flow control statement. So just you can see print is a built-in function. So it is print your value, just value 42, integer 42. 42 is an integer. You can see just print statement is print your value. Okay, so now the len. Okay, so len, what is a len function returns the length of an object. It will be a string, tuple, or list. So making a list, first of all create a list. First, list a, list underscore a. List a is create just a list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. When you are creating a list, just use the third bracket here, and now print print length of, print length of list a, print length of list a. So this is a list a variable. Print length of list a, it is the length of the list. So you can see here length of the list is 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is the length of the list. You can also check the length of the string. So Be Learning Club, so the length of this string will be 1. Okay, so because this is a list, so now I just checked one string here. Just copy this thing and just remove this, and now just paste it here. Instead of list, just pass a string. Now what is the length of this string? It will be 13. So total 13 letters are there. Okay, so that time it will be the list. So that's why 1 or 1 2 3 4 5. So if x is a list of the two strings like 1 1 comma 2. Okay, so if you pass here the x variable, so it will give the length of this list. That means 2. This is the first and this is the second. Okay, this is the length of two list, or length of the list. Okay, so next built-in function is the type function. Okay, so it is a string. How can you define this is a string? So that's why you have to use the type. How can you check the type of the function? So type print and type just type type and just put the value 42. 42 is an integer, so it will return an integer. So type of 42 is an int class, integer class. Okay, so if I put here 42.0, so it will be a float class, floating number, so it will be the float class. Okay, so in that way you can check. So just pass a string here, so just pass the string here. So when you use the inverted comma, that will be a string. Okay, so you can see here str, that means string class. Okay, so this is the in that way you can check the type of any object. So now use the input. Input is the next built-in function. Input. So input at this is user can input the value. So now just type in name, just type input. We already cover all of these in the Python function and the flow control statement, but in this video I am covering all of the Python built-in function. So input, as you know, input, just type your name and just deep space, and then user will input his name, then print it. Print, use the if string here, name is, just pass here name. Okay, so now print, just type your name, John, and name is John, you can see. Okay, so this is the input built-in function. So next built-in function is range. I have used a multiple time this function in the previous video, range. Okay, so range, now I am using here again range. So range is the next built-in function. Let's see. For is a loop, for I in range, range 5. So range 5, that means it will return 0 to 4, total 5 integers. Okay, so i print I, and you can see here, sorry, okay, yes, save it and run it. So you can see here 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, total 5 number you can see. So range 5, that means 0 to 4, that is the total number is 5. So you can see here total number is 5, but print only up to 4 because 0 is counted. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5, it starts from 0 actually. Okay, so if you put here 10, so now what will return? Up to 9, you can see up to 9. So 0 to 9. Okay, so in this way it's work range. Now integer, float and string. So now the next is integer, float and string. Integer, so if you convert anything into the integer, so that's like x equal to 42. Okay, 42 as an integer, already it is an integer. So if you print print type of type of x, it will be what? Type of x, it will be as integer. Okay, so I just convert it into a string. How you can convert it into a string? So just put the str keyword, and now it will convert as a string. So now just paste it, just run it, and now you can see here str is a class. Okay, so this is a string class. So if you remove this, then it will treat it as integer by default. Okay, so just remove this, and you can directly put here also str, and you can just put here and run it. It is a str function, str class. Okay, so now next thing is the float point number. So if you just do that, 42.2, this is the float point number. Now save it and run it. Now it's also str because already you change it to the string str. So just remove it. Okay, so just remove it and now run it. So this time it is a float class. Okay, so now in this way it is happening. So if you want to convert it in integer, so just int integer. So just run it, and the class is integer, but I want to print x. What is actually happening, I want to show you. Print x. Okay, so just delete it, save it and run it. So it is 42, the modulus functions. Not a modulus function, it is the I just forgot the function. It is greater GIF, greater integer function, I hope so. So there is in mathematical term. So if you write any number inside the third bracket, I hope this is a greater integer function, so it will return as the nearest and the lesser integer from 3.2. Actually 3.2 is the lesser integer. 3.2 is what? 3. So it will return the 3. This is a GIF function, greater integer function, I hope so. Just let's check me in the Google. So GIF function, FUNCTION. Yeah, this is a GIF function, greatest integer function. GIF function is a mathematical function that round the real number down to the nearest integer that is less than or equal to the number. Okay, so yes, this is a GIF function. You can also learn the GIF function. Just Google it if you don't know actually. Okay, so the main thing is you can convert any thing into integer or floating point number or the string. Just put the keyword before that. Okay, this is the main point. Just put the keyword before that. Integer for int for integer, float for flt for float, float for float. Just type it float and just remove this point too and just see what happened. So you can see here this is a float and 42.0 has been shown. Okay, so now you can see 42.0. Okay, so in this way you can convert any number as string, any string as integer. Okay, so the next built-in function is minimum, maximum, and the sum. How can you find the minimum number in a list? So check the list. X is a list of some numbers. Let's create a list. So 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 200, 245, 3456. Okay, so this is a list of some numbers. So just print the minimum of the list. So print, just for the minimum use the min function. Min is a built-in function. So minimum of the list, just pass the variable inside the minimum. So now you can see minimum is 10. Okay, so now the next thing is maximum. Maximum, just save it and run it. So maximum is 456. Okay, and the sum of this, sum of all these numbers 10, 12, 13, 15, and so on. Sum of this. So sum is a built-in function. So 983. Okay, you can also check the length of x, length of x by len. What is the length of x? That is the 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so minimum, maximum, and sum is a built-in function. Now absolute and the round, abs and round. For the absolute, you just have to type int abs. Abs is a keyword for absolute value. So absolute value of minus 10 will be 10. You can see here. So absolute value minus 10 will be 10. So AB is the built-in function that returns the absolute value of a number. Okay, that means modulus of a number. So now the next thing is the round. So yes, so like x equal to 3.45678. Okay, so this is a float point number, but I want to show just two decimal point, that means 3.45. so how can you show that? So at first I print this, print of, and just print x. Okay, so now if you run this, you can see 3.45678, but I want to print only two decimal point. So that's for that you have to just type comma and then 2, but before this you have to use the round keyword, round. Round, first of all you have to round keyword, then pass the number which you want to print, and then how many decimal point number, just give the number. I want to two decimal point number, that means 3.45, that's why I give 2. So now you can see here, so two decimal number is 3.46. Actually 3.456, that is equal to the 3.46. I want to 3 up to 3 decimal point number. Just pass here 3. Okay, so 3 decimal point number is 3.457. 1 decimal point number, just save it and run it, 3.5. Okay, so in this way you can use the round to print the decimal point number. Now come to the sorted. Sorted function will return a sorted list from a iterable. Okay, so that's like I just create a list first at x equal 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 2 comma 3 comma 2 1 comma 1 2 comma 3 comma, just create a list, random list, 4 5 comma 4 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9 comma 8 comma 4 comma 3 comma 4 comma 4 comma 3 comma 2. So this is a random list of integers. Okay, so now what I have to do now, just print sorted, just sorted this thing, sorted num all the numbers. So what is the numbers variable? It is a x, so just pass the x. So now just print it. Okay, you can see this 1 1 2 2 2 2 2, then 3 3 3, then 4 4 4, then 5 5 5, then 6 6 6 7 8 9 21 34 34 45. This will be in increasing order. This will arranged in an increasing order in a disarrange from a disarrangement. Okay, so the sorted function, so sorted function used to arrange a list. Okay, so now the next thing is map and filter and reduce. Map applies a function to all items in an iterable mapping actually. So I just show an example of mapping, just remove it, and we will use the map function, map built-in function. The next function is map. So map example, hashtag map example. Okay, so now just create a variable numbers, bers numbers, and just create a list of some numbers 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so this is the number list. And now squared of a number is squared. squared. I already this example in Python function video. If you know, you know. So squared equal to, squared is a variable, squared equal to list. First of all, you convert the list of all numbers. So map, use the map. I just show you how it is work, and let me finish it first. Lambda function is a one-liner function in Python. So lambda is x to the power, for the to the power we use 2 time multiplication sign, x square. Okay, so then just pass number, number as this numbers list. Okay, so map function will map every value of x square to these things. Okay, so that means actually just I print it, you can understand easily what it is actually. So squared print squared, and you can see 1 4 9 16. So you, yes, one, the square of 1 is 1, the square of 2 is 4, the square of 3 is 9, and the square of 4 is 16. So yeah, it will map the function with this number. Okay, so the first, this is the function for square. You can create the function for cube. So in this case it will map the cube of the numbers. So you can see the cubes, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, and 4 cube is 64. Okay, so x will take the every value from numbers, and numbers, it is a list of you have already defined. Okay, so the next example is filter. So the next example is filter. So for this, just remove these things, and here just type events equal list. At last you have to convert this thing as list, so that's why I use list here, list list. Okay, then filter, if I ltr, filter is a keyword. Then lambda. Actually, I made quickly this tutorial because I had already covered these all things in Python function. Please watch this video, 1 hour 24 minutes. I already covered all of these things here. Okay, so now just here. So filter lambda x and filter those numbers which are even. For this x, when is x divided by 2, then remainder will be 0 for the even number, and pass the least now numbers. Okay, so here just type the events, evens, evens, events, ev e, sorry, evens, events. Okay, so now, so just this is a variable, don't worry, just copy it, paste it here also. So now run it. You can see 2 and 4 are the even number only, so I just put 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 0. So 0 is an even number or not? It is a 0 even number. So 2 4 6 8 0. Okay, you can also sort it, this number is or sorted, and just this will orderly 0 2 4 6 8. Okay, increasing order actually. So now the next thing is reduce example. So for the reduce, you have to import from func tool, func func tools, import reduce, import reduce. Then here just create a variable total, and total equal reduce, reduce, and just put a lambda function here, lambda, and then just put lambda x comma y, and that is equal to x plus y, x plus y, and pass the number of the list. Number of the list is numbers. Okay, so just copy it, paste it here. Okay, so now just pass the total, total, total. Okay, so just remove this shorted from here. So now the sum of this all will be 45. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. This will be 45. When you add this all, it will be 45. So basically this is x plus y. First of all, x is 1, then 2 y 2, 1 2 is 3, then 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 15 plus 6 will be 21, then 28, then 36, then 45. Okay, so this is the reduced function. So now the zip function. Zip function combines the multiple iterable into tuples. Okay, so now showing the zip function first. So here some names are as a list, names is a list. So just names abc comma cdf comma xyz xyz. Okay, so this is a list of names, and the ages will be what, 20 24 25. Okay, so 3 ages will be there for each name. And now zip, zipped, zip is a variable. Create the variable at first, then type list, and then type zip, and then just zip names with number, names, and then just pass the ages. Okay, so name and ages. Okay, it will combine it. Now print, print, and zip variable, zip variable. Print this zip variable. You can see zip will combine two lists. So abx, then it is the 20, cdf it is 24, and xyz is 25. If you do anything like nmv and just give an age like 90. So now just you can see here also abx 20, cdf 24, xyz 25, and nmv will be 90. So zip file will combine. Okay, so now the enumerate function. Okay, so delete it, and now enumerate function. So just create here a for loop for the enumerate index. Enumerate function adds a counter to every iterable like this. Just type index comma names, index comma name variable in names, names names. But before you use the names, you have to type enumerate, 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 and then pass the name variable, this name variable, which is a list of names. Okay, so now print index comma true, index comma and the variable names. Okay, so for the index enumerate, it will indexing and name will fetch the every value from names. Okay, index will fetch the index will fetch the index from the enumerate function, and name will fetch the every value from the names variable. So like this. You can also here just put x variable for better understanding. X variable. Okay, so x will fetch the every value from names, and index will fetch the indexing from the enumerate function. Okay, so you can see this is the index 0 1 2 3, and this is a name which is a x variable. X variable will fetch the every value from names. Okay, and index is fetching the indexing from enumerate function. So now the next thing is the all and any. All returns true if all items and iterable are true. So let's see, just one liner statement. Print all is a built-in function. If all, now just type here inside the all, create a list. First list is true, true. Second will be the false, false false. Third will be the true, and fourth will be false false. Okay, so now print all true false. What it will return? It will return false. Okay, so all returns true if all items are true. If any items is false, it will return false. So if I remove false from here, what it will return? Just run it, it will return true. Okay, so now any, and just do some false here, false false, comma false false, comma true. Okay, so what it will return? Any, it will return true. If any is true, then it will return 2. Okay, so now if you use the all, then everything inside the list will be true. Okay, for the case of any, it will return any item in an iterable is true. Okay, so this is the all and any built-in function. Now is instance functions check if an object is an instance of a specific class or not. Okay, so just type print is instance. Just type in integer 45. Is 45 is an integer class or not? Just check it. 45 obviously is integer class. Just check the 45, it is an integer class or not. Integer class already defined in Python. So I don't here use the user defined any class. So integer class already defined, and 45 is an integer. So just check it. So yes, it is a true. But if I convert it to the float, so let's see, it is a false because 45 is not a float, it is an integer. Okay, so let's see here, just pass a string here, and let's see, this is the false. Okay, so now just change float to str as string, so it will be true because 45 is a string class. Str 45, that means the 45 inside the invited comma, so this is a string. ABC, B learning club. Okay, so this is a string class. You can see is instance check anything it is inside this class or not. So for this use is instance is used. Okay, So I think you understand that. Let's one example. 678, it is a string class or not? Obviously it is an integer, so it is a false, so change it to integer. 678, obviously it is an integer class, int integer. Okay, so now save it and run it. Obviously it is an integer class, true. Okay, so yes, true. And eval function, now eval function evaluate as a string as a Python expression. So that's like what, just type result variable here, result, result equal to 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. Okay, if you print the result, what will return? It will return 6 plus 4 10 and 12, because these are integers. But if I convert it as a string, what it will return? It will return as a string. Let's see, 2 plus 4 plus 6, because it is a string. Okay, so if you want to convert this thing as a Python, then you have to use the eval keyword. Okay, so now just type eval. Now just eval and pass your variable eval. Inside eval you have to pass your variable. So now just type 12, but this is a string. You can also print the type of result, type, type of result. It will show it as a string, but now I'm using here eval class, so that's convert it into the Python code. So that's why it's running 2 plus 4 plus 6. Otherwise it is a string 2 plus 4 plus 6, because it is inside the inverted comma. Okay, so now execute exec function executes a string as a Python code. Let's see how it is works. Exec, so just type exec, execute the Python code. Just type print, any Python code, just type. So the Python code is print hello world, hello world, hello world. Okay, so execute print and the hello world, and just do here. Okay, so yes, execute the hello world. So if you run this, what will happen? So it will show an error, because the syntax error, I know it. Perhaps you forgot a comma. Yes, syntax error. So here print print and then hello world, and then yeah, it is right now, print. Okay, just here just type print print anything like hello hello world. Okay, so now if you remove this and just print it, it is printed. So convert it as a string. So x equal, just copy it and paste it inside the inverted comma, and now execute this exec, execute x. Okay, so now just print it, hello world has been printed. Okay, so just remove it and now save it, and just yes, hello world has been printed. Just you can see here, it has been executed hello world, but it is a string. Okay, so I pass this thing, just copy it and just paste it here. Now just remove this. Okay, so I think there was some mistake in the first time, but now it is an execute is a built-in function. It will execute any string in the Python code. Okay, so string, it is an inverted comma, so inside inverted comma there is a Python code print hello world. Okay, now execute function will convert this string as a Python executable code. Now run it. Hello world. Yes, print is not printed because it print statement. Here you can see now print statement used for print any statement MENT. Okay, just print it. You can see statement, so just copy it and paste it here. And now just I want to print one things more, just like x equal, just pass this thing. Okay, now print, pass this thing. Now I just want to check the type of this thing. Just check the type of this thing at first, type. And now just print x. Okay, so you can see this is the statement for the first print, and then exec it will convert print statement as a Python executable code. Then x is a variable. It check the type of the statement, and statement type is an string class. Okay, so I will cover the string and the string method in the upcoming videos with more details, but just for the sake of information, string which is written inside the inverted comma, that is treated as string. So here this is a string, but it will convert it into the Python code because of exec. Remember friends. Okay, so just remove it. So the next thing is help. Help is a help is a built-in function in Python. So now just type help. All these things is a help. Help is a built-in help on built-in function. It will not as much as used. So the next thing is the dir. Okay, so just print. So basically dir function lists all attribute and the methods of an object. What is an object? We will cover object and class and object oriented programming in the upcoming videos, and I will create a more depth video on object oriented programming in Python. We'll create class, child class, instance, and this dir also. Okay, so just type for the sake of information here print print dir, and just print all list inside the dir list. Okay, so it will return the all attributes and method of an object. I hope you wouldn't be understand because I am not covering the class and OOP's instance. Just these all are the objects it is used inside a class method. Okay, so these are the some, basically these are the some built-in function in Python we will use all over the projects. Okay, so these are the already predefined these things. So I hope you clear with this all built-in function. So thank you, and please watch this tutorial series. So here I have created a library management system. This is the advanced Python tutorial example, and the banking account management system. Not too much advanced, but basic level example it is. But it is a library management system. It is somehow advanced level Python function example. Okay, next I covered just Python control statement like if, else, for loop, while loop. Okay, so now I am covered just built-in functions, all built-in functions in Python. Okay, so this is the basically mostly used built-in function in Python. Okay, so let's see you in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay.